Now let's look at a recipe that is an easy one to make, and a nice after dinner bitter tea. We start with chamomile. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of chamomile, 1 tablespoon of dandelion root, and a teaspoon of ginger. So you're getting that pungent, mild bitter. Nice mix. So let's try that out. The kettle is just boiled, and we're going to use just less than a litre of water, which will make 3 or 4 cups of tea. So we start with our 2 tablespoons of the lovely chamomile flower. It's a beautiful herb, great for digestion and a mild bitter. Next we have dandelion root, very popular in Ireland, 1 tablespoon. If you remember yesterday I mentioned we don't use roots in teas. In this case it's an exception. We don't use many roots and we don't use them often, and better always use a decoction. But this one's going to be brewing for a while and it can be reused. So now we're going to put in a teaspoon of ginger root, which is another root. You could use ginger powder. It's quite common in supermarkets, but we're going to use ginger root. Just cover that with boiling water. And the longer you leave this brew, the more bitter it will become. 3 to 5 minutes for mild, 5 to 10 minutes for moderate, and 15-20 minutes for stronger. Now it's only as strong as the herbs you put in. If you have a preference for something more bitter, you can add a teaspoon of wormwood. I'll give a number of combinations in the recipe attached to this lesson. So we'll leave that for about 5 to 10 minutes. Give it a little stir. Okay, we've left that for 5 to 10 minutes and it's just settled, and now we'll pour. I've gone for the mild option, which is the shorter time frame. Can you see that there? Yeah. Okay. My second cameraman in action. That's a lovely golden color. Now, if you don't want it too hot, we're in the summer here at the moment in July, and it's a heat wave. You could just add cold water to this, cool it down. So we'll fill that up. Throw that back in there, and just add more water to that. So I'm going to add a bit more water to that. Actually, not much water left in this, but we'll see what we can get out of it. Small bit more water there, just so we get a bit more value out of that. I always like to recycle the herbs when I'm making them during the day. Have a number of pots, maybe 2 or 3 pots out of the same herb. It gets weaker as you go along, but you're saving on your herbs and you're getting value. Now you just add some honey. So we have lovely local honey from the local Flanagan's garden. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon. You flavor or sweeten as you wish. Now, why sweeten with bitters? Because we want to mix those tastes. We don't want the dominant taste to be sweet. We want the bitters to be the leading taste, but a bit of sweetness in the background. That combination of sweetness, pungent from the ginger, more bitter from the dandelion and chamomile, and we have a lovely golden crisp after dinner bitter tea. Oh, that is nice. That is quite nice. You can taste the bitterness. There's the kind of softness from the dandelion and the sweetness. And the ginger is there. Probably the ginger, being a root, needs a little bit more time, so maybe you could also use a powder if you're in a hurry. But I'll be using this for the rest of the day, so I'll just keep adding to it and getting more value out of it. So that's our after dinner bitter tea. Improve your digestion after a lovely meal. Give it a go. It's an easy one.